Hey everyone, Avenger Green here. Geiger Ground Zero concludes with issue 2 as we fill in more blanks on the origin of the glowing man. Let's check it out. So, continuing from last issue, we continue with Andrei Molotov's narration and his first meeting with Geiger. Through the narration, we learn a bit more about the Doctor, his history with his family, including his abusive father, how he betrayed his country because he wanted a real family again, which ties directly to Geiger's own wants in both this series and his original book. Tarak is still not in his right mind, so after a bit of a chase, he chases Andre, and he ends up having to stab Geiger with a boron rod, which we'll later learn which, if you remember from the original comic, that's what basically keeps Geiger's radioactive powers in check. We get a good sequence where the two get to know each other, with Tarak revealing that his family is in the shelter where he tried to get into in the last issue. Andre tells him it won't be safe to open the door for years, but Tarak is so desperate to see his family that he doesn't listen and rushes out. He ends up getting shot by one of the remaining militia members from the last issue, Roy. But Roy ends up getting killed by Andre, saving Geiger. Now, with some trust built between the two, Andre offers to help Tarak with his condition if he helps the Doctor find his wife, Lena. After putting together the vest that Geiger would wear in his original miniseries, the two start driving towards the area where they start driving to the area where Lena was. And we do get a bit more of a conversation, kind of illuminating Andre's narration from the last issues. And we learn that before he left Russia, Andre worked at a research institute where he designed a particle that would spread radioactive fallout through the air for years after the bombs dropped. So, in a roundabout way, he created the nuclear hell that is now the United States of America and Geiger himself. In just these two panels, you could tell that a lot of what Tarak is thinking. He's probably somewhat mad at Andre, but realizes that he wasn't the one who pushed the buttons. But this conversation is ruined when a raider rams his truck into them, trying to rob them of everything. We get a big confrontation between them, but during that, we realize that Andre realizes that the raider is wearing Lena's ID, and it's pretty much all but stated that he killed her and her group, and thus Andre kills him. And the issue starts to wrap up with a montage of Tarak and Andre going to Lena's campsite. I did setting up a grave for her. And in a twist, it turns out the Dr. Molotov gravestone that we saw in the original series was actually for Lena, meaning Andre's still alive. That's misdirection, guys, as I actually appreciate it. The narration tells us about Tarak and Andre becoming friends, but eventually they would have a falling out after Geiger killed a desperate scavenger that tried to get into his family shelter. As the issue reaches its end, Tarak's narration reveals that it's been about 20 years since then, and he often wonders what happened to Tarak. Well, heck. And we get some beautiful words from Andre that he hopes Tarak took to heart. The world may have devolved into a violent, toxic place, but you do not have to. And in this day and age, I think those words are beautiful. And as a cherry on top, we get an epilogue with Junkyard Joe, showing that he'll be a major part in the ongoing Geiger comic coming in April. And considering Junkyard Joe got me into the Unnamed and by extension the wider catalog of Ghost Machine comics, consider me hyped. So, that's Geiger Ground Zero. The writing, art, and coloring are just as spectacular as the original Geiger comic and Junkyard Joe. However, this does feel like it's supplementary material rather than being its own standalone project. It's still good, but unless you've read that previous Geiger series, I don't think you'll be able to fully appreciate the events of the book. So with all that in mind, I give Geiger Ground Zero a 4 out of 5. The Unnamed and Ghost Machine continues to impress, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the initiative has in store, or when Ghost Machine issue 1 comes out next month. And if you like this video, you should subscribe to my channel to aid in the war against cynicism. Until next time, have a great day.